Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, I want to put your money where your mouth is. Is it just Zeus 11 out of 11? Or is it like 10 or 9 out of 11? What do we reckon?
7.
Yeah,
I'll say 7.
7 out of 11?
Some stray votes. Owner actually had a couple of really high impact moments, as per usual. Owner and
Yeah, but Owner also died mid and made the game contentious. He got the smites though, he got the smites.
Getting POG on Braum is
That's a tough one.
Gurmiswave, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let's see whether Zeus is going
Has to be 11 out of 11.
or whether it's going to be a curveball. Of course he's going to pick it up. 7, 1, and 10. The man did almost 800 DPM. It was absurd. You should just never give this guy Jace.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, if we make one mistake, maybe I will reconsider that.
Look at this, man. Look at this.
You know, like he's getting those.
I don't know why this Peanut W'd. I don't know why he just doesn't keep swinging. Yeah, at least do a little short little W.
Actually, I think he was way too fat and he just roll over whole anything.
I also think that Zeus is one of the best tools that they have to deal with his Aphelios, right? Because everyone else has to at least get close and kind of get in threat range. And we saw so many times that he was able, here he just hunted to zero them, but a couple of really great shock blasts in the mid game. Also got the overheal shields and kind of kept him on the back foot.
Holy, Winnie is too smart.
Knows, man. And everything else going over to Owner there as well. And that was exactly who you guys illustrated. Oh, the amount of
Guys, in Japan, you know what they have?
extraordinary here, and we'll see whether that continues.
They have like these machines that let you, like they have hot beverages.
Thank you, Alice.
There's like this lemon tea. Honestly, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Lemon tea in Japan. The thing is, they figured out the perfect temperature to drink. Vending machines that give you hot beverages. They figured out the perfect temperature. You know, it's like when it's really hot, but it won't burn you. They figured out the temperature for that. When you get it, it's perfect drink temperature. It's not balanced.
As GENG here, when you switch sides, you will potentially be able to grab another high-profile pick like the Zeri, which is...
The thing is, GENG actually... I'm not gonna put my legs up. Every time when I put my legs up, I become tired.
Something that has to be considered. You know, if Pays wants to play the Zeri, you know, he can ban away your counter champions as T1, so does deserve a look. And you can see already the Lucian is taken off the board. Alani has to be banned no matter what.
GENG looks like the better team. I wouldn't say so after this one. They did throw the game on Drake too, but... Alright, GENG banned Kate, Lucian. Please first pick Varus. Okay, they banned Varus. Please first pick Jace. Like, if you're not first picking Jace...
I mean, they could certainly play it themselves.
First pick Jace, please.
We've got an answer. Maybe we first rotate.
Okay. We have a game, guys. We have a series.
Yeah, other than having a pick. I thought perhaps we were going to see, as we're just swapping sides here entirely. I thought perhaps we were going to see something like a Malphite picked up early. I think that's what you were potentially about to say.
Alright. The Seju lock in, the Philios lock in. With these AD carry bans, makes sense. Let's see what Pays has in store for us, guys. Draven.
Which we could see,
Ezreal. Ziggs.
Aphelios metas, but it looks like instead they're going to put Delight on his best champion here and go Xayah Rakan.
Okay.
Can be very risky.
Xayah Rakan. I'm a Xayah Rakan enjoyer. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Let's see now if we get Kriya Thresh.
Some more range into it. It's not going to be easy, especially they don't have the Jace themselves. But yeah, as you mentioned,
Xayah Rakan is very good at masking Jace, because the answers you want to pick into Rakan are champs that are rather weak into Jace. So it's a very, very good masking duo here.
I mean, there are other picks. I mean, they could play, you know, they could try to play
like Thresh, Lulu, all of these champs are very weak into Jace.
Pretty strong given. Right? Yeah, we'll be locked in here. Now, what's interesting about the Sejuani pick right now, too, is that...
But it is a good matchup for Philios Thresh.
To the top side of the map into the Jace. And we have
Let's see what jungle bans we do here. Little Wukong out, please. Vi out. Vi Wukong out. Let's see. Let's test the waters here for Peanuts. Let's see how GENG are going to set up the mid lane pick.
just so strong right
because
now.
blind picking AP top is not gonna happen. Maokai is also an interesting champion here. I think Maokai can find a lot of value. Maokai looks very strong. Viego.
So that's no longer an option. So that's a pretty
Okay.
wide ban here from GENG. Just removing all sort of uncertainty. It's much tougher to actually play
Sorry, yes.
for setup. See what T1 want to do with this. They take
Nah, the banning jungles here is good.
once again. 2 for 2.
Okay. This looks like a Maokai game for Pinatsky.
Now, Elise is still open, but it is not the type of draft where you want to be playing the Elise necessarily. Very strong into the Sejuani in isolation, but not into the Aphelios Thresh lane with the Xayah Rakan.
If they pick Poppy, then they just FF, by the way. Gragas is a strange ban. 30.5 Azir is completely ruined, guys. Azir is not a champion. Let's see what they picked up. Maybe they just play Gnar into Jace anyway?
Is very strong into Jace. If you can get into the backline, very strong into Rakan. Can be very difficult to, clear vision when you're playing the support into Thresh, into a LeBlanc. He just wants to play Lissandra again. And this also is kind of like a soft ban on Chovy playing LeBlanc again or playing the Ahri. It's an unknown jungle pick.
I think that's the idea. Doesn't want to just, face up, pick the Ahri
Okay.
or the LeBlanc with the Lissandra open.
Azir is not strong, guys.
Knows how dangerous Chovy is as a player, so maybe just wants to neutralize him.
Okay.
See what the other, mid is going to be here.
This is Faker sacrificing himself for the whole draft, by the way.
About doing
And he needs to make sure that his team comp is very strong against LB, and he has to blind because they want to keep the Seju flex.
It could happen. Like, it's not
We don't know Jace's. We don't know Jace's top, guys. We don't know. Jace can commit still. Chovy can play Jace.
Standard. I say that. Looks like it's going to be AP Maokai, and they are just going to play the Malphite here.
There it is, locked in.
And it's on the
loaded.
side
Alright.
of GENG into the Aphelios.
I really like GENG here. I really like GENG here.
A decent amount of damage, but is also going to be safe into both Jace and Malphite. Like,
Lissandra top.
It's a tough ask. It's a really
It's time for Lissandra top.
GP,
Oh, GP is turbo.
In terms of safety, not so much.
GP is good.
Gnar much safer, and it's going to suit the composition in terms of all the setup they have. They have Thresh, Lissandra.
GP would.
Sets up an easy game for Gumayusi to carry.
GP is not an easy matchup in the Mob fight, I have to admit. Did you run ads already? That's a good shout, actually. Yeah, I did run them already, yeah. Ads is disabled for 53 minutes.
I just don't think that's the laning setup that you ever really want.
yeah.
So I think the Gnar feels pretty decent.
I like blue side here a lot, honestly. I like blue side here a lot.
Extremely Jace favored, can have some control early. And T1 kind of have comfort across the board. Owners Sejuani, Fakers Lissandra, Aphelios, Thresh for Guma Carrier. It's one of those comps where you look at, you could just almost put like tape over the left side of your screen. You don't even care what the other team has put together here because this is like the best T1 draft. And I think that getting angles here for GENG is going to be all about the engage.
Yeah, I will say that in that recent game, the one game with the 1,000 armor Malphite, he was playing against an Aphelios, and he was unkillable. And it was Castle on the side of KT. He basically just essentially used his ultimate over and over and over onto Aphelios. And if the Aphelios did not have flash, it was so hard to play the game, okay? Because not only is there Malphite, there's Rakan. There is so much follow-up. Even Maokai can set up some of these angles as well. And also you have the Jace for range against the Aphelios before you even engage against him. So I feel like they have a lot of angles to deal with Guma's Aphelios in this game.
But
Let's see if we have a player diff.
So critical because it can keep
What we think of draft, honestly, I like blue side more here.
With this composition,
I like blue side more. Don't you Silas top here? You can't. That's the thing. It's like you pick Lissandra on 4 and you're quite limited. It's like you can't pick Silas because you are full magic damage then. And this game will come down to how hard can Thresh and Aphelios snowball and can Gnar snowball. That is what's clutch here. I like blue side, but it will come down to the early.
Gone to the rift for game number 2.
Wow, Xayah bought Cull.
Both support players players playing their best
Weesh.
champions, which is very cool
Whoosh,
to see.
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh,
Carry
whoosh.
has a lot of best champions, but I think Thresh kind of stands above them all.
Yeah, it is most iconic, and you could talk about some champions he's played this season that have been more relevant, but this has definitely been, like, I would say, personally, I think his best performing champion this season has been Lux, weirdly enough, but his Lux has been insane. And he hasn't played as many games of Thresh, but he's also looked amazing on most
Bro, Zaya bought Cull, man. That is the craziest shit I've ever seen, dude.
Like he does the
He bought Cull in this matchup.
like he's got
Hayes
the
just has the
lantern
biggest
downtown,
testicles.
setting up, like, multiple hooks in a row,
His
stuff
balls,
like that.
he slammed them on the table.
Across his career, the pick he's been associated
And then he
with,
said to T1, do you want to pet them?
even being
You want to pet them?
with it, as Faker should be fine here.
Nara's not really engaged him.
Unfortunately. So good coverage here of that standard Lissandra ward. You see,
Yeah, this game will come down to bot lane really, really smurfing, and then Zeus just being Zeus and Doran being Doran.
and it was the early game where things got out of control.
Interesting that Nar here went for bomb plating instead of second wind.
See the cut down coming through here on this Zaya. Which you'd
And
love to see.
Aphelios.
Yeah, true. Very important.
Yeah.
Aphelios cut down is pretty OP, has so low base HP.
It was a Mountain Soul, and he picked up
Yeah.
a ton of Mountain Drakes. I believe even for that game, I want to say.
I think Lissandra should be okay into Jace, but I like it a lot less because your jungler is
A
Seju.
lot of damage with that early combo here on the Lissandra. We talked about how you get a little bit of early prio, but this is quite an edge.
Yeah, the win rates of the champions here, pretty huge. The Gnar for Zeus, his debut champion, and also his best champion, you could say. I mean, maybe the Jace at this point, you could also say. The Gnar also very iconic for what he's been able to do, as there is number one.
Play avoided.
Play, yeah.
Could have been a little bit more damage there. And yeah, I mean, Zeus has been put on this champ so many times in playoffs here where T1 has just decided, like, this is our comp, we want to have better team fighting, and we're going to have some additional damage with you, and you're just never going to die in any matchup. They've even put him on this blind, and in fact often blind, on blue side. This time he's playing it into, again, the assumption was going to be the Malphite. He's trying to play Malphite mid, especially into Lissandra. Sounds miserable, and it's just basically unplayable. As Chovy going to show a lot of respect here.
Oh, flash
Wow.
out, and they're going for this one as Chovy responds flash.
Okay.
He gets out. They didn't have a lot of vision on the other side.
We take those.
Of the
We accept those with Chovy.
Kinda thinking they
Jovi's flash is a lot more important though than Faker's flash, so I understand the reasoning here to look for a trade flash here for Lissandra. I think it's good.
Green
Good for Faker.
actually, and not red, which is usually a pretty surefire indicator that it is not going to be the AP variant of Maokai here. They're not in a good place in terms of their AP damage in this composition, so we'll need to snowball things pretty aggressively. Peanut going to try to let them push this wave and then come through the bottom brush. There's no ward.
Yo, Direxy.
Scanned out as well. If Keria sees that scan, he might get a little bit suspicious, but I don't believe he has. As Keria getting himself in a very precarious spot.
Yeah, game one was pretty good, honestly. Some mistakes.
I just don't want to commit. They don't have feathers in place at this point, so they could have maybe tried to land some. Peanut could flash in, but the response flash.
No, like they picked Lissandra because it's...
Here he goes.
There it is, flash on in.
Oh.
Keria in a lot of trouble here, gets the hook down, flashes away himself.
Oh, Keria! You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Okay, big. I think Owner could have fought harder here. I think Owner could have tethered harder here. Oh, big. Big, man. Big, 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 big.
This is disastrous. I mean, this is a cold start of Aphelios. He is going to have a ton of money, and Faker is roaming. Delight here, no flash, but he should be able to walk it out. Has that shield. But this is going to be plate gold going over to an Aphelios who picks up first blood. And this is disastrous.
So if he's trying to rotate down here, they have some vision. I feel like he should have just picked up a plate of his own. He is Jace after all. Faker is still here, and Peanut is as well. So now they're just gonna, oh, no, sorry. We are out. But a fantastic start for T1 down here on the bottom side. Could not have gone better in their response to that play.
Yeah, Chovy is going to stick around here in the mid lane, try to push that plate down, and he probably will get it. But, you know, could have gotten more here considering how long Faker stayed. He's actually just not even going to risk it. And he's going to walk away from this, so... Man,
very big here. What a big swing. It's also like one of those things.
For this engage here, as he sees Keria going through the brush, knows he has the angle, ward goes down, and Keria's hook is instant. Then the flash comes through, then the dodge on Delight's knockdown.
Bro.
And that's the end of the fight. Owner's here.
Now that's a play. Now that can be a TikTok right there. That can be a TikTok. Someone could make that into TikTok. It's like everyone's filleting Keria on the TikToks, but this is worthy of a TikTok. This is a very, very nice sequence of button presses.
Looking for the play, wants to force out that ult as level 6 has been hit here by Dor, and he's just trying to get closer. A stun comes in, and Malphite's very safe laner.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. He has fallen behind Zeus by a significant amount of CS already, though.
He certainly has, and this is Zeus' spacing and the ability to just use hyperprocs to chip through the early game.
You doing LPL after this, yeah? Yeah, probably, yeah. Who's playing today? It's Billy versus OMG, no?
They have control of the river, so
Billy versus RNG. Okay, that's not... I guess that's okay.
I'm just gonna be annoying, and as long as I'm not in your bombies, you have a Doran's ring worth of damage. With your Qs, force it back. Yura has no teleport as well, so Zeus sitting in a great spot right now. This bottom lane is already a disaster. Noon Clipper's up early, and he's halfway to his Greaves. His Cull is, you know, 10 ahead.
And the Mountain Drake is so incredibly important. For either team, you want to deny it away from GENG because obviously they have a couple of strong tanks up on the top side. But
big one.
Would love to have it themselves, you know, negate some of
my guitar is just Epiphone. I don't want to show it.
Comes out from Chovy, or even Pays early on in the game before he does get LDR. It can be a difference maker. The Mountain Drake singularly is still very strong.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I mean, everything about GENG's win condition is killing the Aphelios, and whether that's with that lethality Jace, with the Malphite engage.
Oh, here we go again.
The Q hit the minion.
The light goes in and out, and actually it's a good trade for GENG.
Yeah, Pays actually sets up the damage there really nicely.
GG, good trade.
Just yet was trying to push for it.
Good trade, guys.
The damage into Delight in that short interim while he was locked down. Delight handles it very well. And
what am I reading that?
Too significant, but like you say, a trade up here for GENG. Keria will take the back.
Yeah, they got the Ignite out of Keria as well. As it just felt like Gumo was not able to put in any damage on that one. As Peanut is going for the...
Plays as well regular season, yeah.
Yeah, this time they're not going to get double objectived early on in the game like we saw.
Oh, this is big. Rifter, that's big.
Prio here on the top side of the map in mid. And Chovy is going to come over here and help out. So they will be able to get this early objective. We'll see where they place it because it's not quite the same situation as last game where you want to get that early mid-turret for LeBlanc, but it's still very useful for the Jace in this case for that poke damage. And I expect, given the control he has over that lane right now, it's the easiest place to drop it. And getting the lethality up with the Cull coming through here too is going to hit a bigger spike than either champion can get. The Xayah is way far away from
Chovy is
spike out of plate gold
farming good, dude.
From the Herald. So mid lane is where the focus
you kind of have to go Mercs because you need MR. Because Malphite can actually find lethal when you're playing now.
Has some alone time with the turret. Looks like he'll be able to pick this one up. Does not have any.
Yeah, Shoemaker is out.
So does not have demolish, but still able to get a nice little plate. Going to be nice to try to catch up to Zeus there in terms of gold. Yeah. Now, you know, tank Malphite, not necessarily a guy who needs a ton of gold, but, you know, the more the better. The more you can tank up against Guma's damage, against even Faker's burst damage in the mid-game. It's going to be nice.
It's significant for sure. Now, Hearthbound Axe, by the way, picked up here for Zeus, an item that we don't really talk about in terms of it being a component all too much, but it is going to give you additional move speed when you auto, which is going to be great for Gnar in a matchup like this where he's trying to outspace the Malphite and get hyperprocs off and chase him down. So some additional movement speed here with the Merc Threads he's already picked up means he could start putting on some additional pressure here in this lane to further what's already a
chicken chop.
lead.
Chicken shop.
Bombies, you know, not going to be as great in terms of the matchup.
No, Chovy doesn't deserve the Daria award because he hasn't performed that bad. It's like below expectations, yes, but Daria award is like so far below expectations that you know, it's like the bar.
Spent a lot more time in the mid lane compared to Faker, as Faker did go for that big roam down to the bottom side of the map. You guys remember? That is why he is currently in the lead in terms of CS. Akuma certainly keeping up with his lead down on the
Palestinians invented fried chicken.
No doubt. Chovy just trying to get any damage done he can.
Okay, that's a flash.
Okay.
That's going to be very nice. Doran just picks that one up essentially for free.
Yeah, just doesn't want to deal with that extra damage from the bombies when he gets on top of him like that, and that's huge.
Chovy
able to avoid that. Maybe he actually
is playing full farm mode.
Back on the top side, by the way. And
he's like, I'm not gonna break enemy mid. I have no flash.
You're gonna be pushed back here. Doran has teleport though, so this is still a good trade if he can get back to lane quickly.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, 3 turret plates go over to the side of GENG. Peanut does pick up some of that gold, as does Delight.
And Doran, when he ulted there topside, he had no mana after the ult. Like, he basically was, I'm ulting only, that's it. And I think Zeus, if he handles this a little bit more quickly, he probably gets a kill here on the top side of the map. Instead, Doran is just going to be able to manage this decently. Does have the Doran's ring, which is what he's built twice now in a row, his namesake here. And we'll be able to...
Yo, Reels1, thank you very much, appreciate it.
And this
thank you. You're far too kind. Okay, Peanut defending the dive, that is not happening. Oh, Maul Penis. Maul Penis, a little swapperoo. Okay, okay. I peeped that. Nice.
Turret blood on the bottom side of the map, so they're just going to send their bottom lane top.
Guys, if any of you are in Korea for some reason, get yourself some gubne. Oh, please don't die to this Chovy. Chovy, the way. Come on, man. They only have 2 plays. Base will kill you. Drake is also alive. Come on, sonny boy.
They know nobody's around, and they could just group up for this. Now, Doran's going to get a bunch of plate gold here, but as you mentioned...
When you start a step, do you reset AA timer? No.
And he did go for Sunfire here.
You're just trying to move in between your autos.
But, you know, your all-in potential on Anar is very little, and aside, and the money that they're able to pick up killing this Jace and pushing him out of lane is way more significant. Plus, think
of it like this, right? Imagine you have 2 monitors. On one screen, you have something that is loading. You're gonna then look at your other screen and do something for efficiency's sake, right? So basically, your auto attack has a cooldown. And during its cooldown, you're moving. That is what it is.
It could be worse. You know, if this was Hex Tech here, you'd be like, this is pretty terrible for GENG, considering, yeah, you got some plates topside, but one of those plates, of course, on a Malphite.
Yeah, I just feel bad for T1. They're snowballing these early games so well, and then they're just being given Chemtech souls over and over again. Of course, the trade here is that Paze is going to pick up a bunch of turret plates in the top side. Looks like 3, or it's in total 2 for Paze and Delight, because of course Doran got the first one on the top side, so it's a decent amount of money, but even a singular referral rate, like we just talked about the mountain, it's going to be really nice. You've got Nara on your team, even Sejuani like does decent burst alongside of the engage.
So look at where the gold is here. Zaya's got 525. 350 for Doran.
I'm so hungry, guys. I'm really getting in that mood to eat some nice breakfast food.
You know, when you looked at it before, it's like, oh, they're getting a little here, they're getting a little there. It felt like Doran was getting a lot, and you're like, oh, it's not that great. But when you look at the money that's picked up here, it is quite significant.
Honestly, the pacing of this game is pretty decent for GENG, but we just need to see how GENG managed to convert on 2 items, because the soul is going to be very early.
Just needs one more minion wave after the one up there. It's down to like 14 stacks.
Yeah, basically when it comes to clearing jungle camps, you want to keep yourself moving, because often a lot of champs have higher attack speeds than jungle monsters. So if you keep yourself moving during their swing timer, you can save a lot of HP. Start with the mortal.
Chovy's backing, he does not have teleport, so they are down a member here. Competing for this seems unrealistic.
Have some time T1 not really starting up this objective just yet.
Nor did they see Chovy backing.
And also Pato was next camp, yes.
Like, thought he wasn't going to be able to finish it without the cull completing, but he does back for it. Now he's back here with full health and is going to be able to come over and start putting some of that poke damage through.
I think whoever starts Herald is at a disadvantage.
Consistently going to this fight and soften up the back line. Doran also with flash and ultimate available here.
I didn't know that there's a guy that can watch on that. I think the best one you can watch is Philaris. He shows a lot of clear speeds, like a lot of good clears. Philaris. He also has a Excel document of like a lot of different clears, and I think Philaris is a wonderful resource for understanding how to clear jungle better.
Now you see that T1 struggling to get in here. Even the
I'm not a big fan of GENG here doing this. I think this is quite uncomfortable. Zeus doesn't have Mega though, so maybe that's the angle. Maokai roots are flying. Chovy is finding some weird angle here. I don't know what Chovy... this is very strange. Why would you do this?
Objective picked up for GENG. Zeus looking to make it interesting in the mid lane. Wants to force a flash. Not even going to be able to do that.
Yeah. So the eye is picked up here, and you know, if an ultimate is forced here for Pays to light is taken out, but T1 getting this topside turret
that
here,
is
which is
a big throw.
You know, basically you would have gotten from second Herald anyway, so it doesn't feel
big throw, big throw, big throw.
Already just see that T1 knows
like you commit so hard to finish a Herald, put yourself in a worse position. Jace is completely isolated. Look at Jace's position. What is he doing here? He can't do anything. Thresh is like, okay, Jace is inting, so I'm just gonna put down my box and save my flay. How can Jace play? Disastrous.
So his damage is mitigated. He can't do anything. This is just 100% a one fight for T1.
Yeah.
Didn't have to use the ultimate here as Pays, but just trying to be safe there at the last possible second.
And now Guma is 3-0 with both summoners still available.
Big.
So if they want to fight over any objective, if they want to do anything right now, they can. The world should be their oyster. Now Doran, GENG very stubborn about taking down all of these outer turrets. Not quite going to be able to get this one. But yeah, if the Malphite dies before he's really able to ult, and the Rakan gets in alone, and then Guma just kills him, not necessarily the engage or coordination you're looking for if you want to pilot GENG's composition.
Because T1 knew that because Doran is trying to stay up top side,
welcome.
Come in. If we can actually push him out and force him to ult, we win this.
Okay, well Doran's gonna get the turret. He has a teleport.
Okay, if we can get the skills, pretty big here for Jace. Really big. Very nice. Okay, that's a big swing. That's really good. They don't want to contest this Drake anyway. So nice.
Pretty massive going into this dragon, and it's a dragon that is significant in that it's soul point, but it is still Chemtech soul, so it doesn't matter as much here. And they're going to use this teleport to try to force down an inner now. And like T1 are grouped on Drake bottom, and they know it. So
okay, respect, man. I like this. I like this from GENG.
Skirmish, or rather a like 3v2 skirmish, because Peanut's nearby. And there's
Herald's mid.
Yeah, Herald's mid. They're going to get this turret. So they're just picking up all the money on the map. And GENG, a team that's so known for maximizing gold value across the map, usually in terms of CS and picking up gold for their carries while side laning. But now in this game, taking out all the turrets, as you mentioned, 3 turrets here early. And they had Peanut in position if T1 were going to try to commit to coming over here and stopping this. Isaias has no teleport, and he commits with his Mega Gnar here to try to get the kill. First TP is committed, and then you end up losing your Gnar here, so turret and Gnar going over.
Can the Phyllis play this game? Yeah, he has Gilliforce Flash and Lantern, like, he has a lot of counterplay.
I mean, you've got some shields that are going to be happening here, probably BT eventually for
cleanse.
Stuff like that.
He has counterplay.
Yeah, pretty unconsequential in this one, but either way, we're going to slow things down because of this. Thank you to Ox once again for summoning this Chemtech Soul and denying us the action. We did have a lot of action in Game 1, though, even with the Chemtech Soul. Feels like both the teams were getting that nervous energy out.
Doran has...
After BT changes, build his Gale Force IE BT. I think probably this game you want to have LDR.
TP, so they can actually look for picks onto Chovy while starting Baron. Like, this is the T1 way, where you're like, tracking summoners extremely well, knowing the enemy Malphite's on the wrong side of the map. Now you can force them to back.
But yeah, BT is definitely worse now.
You don't have really good setup vision around the Baron, so he has
You
to
definitely never rush BT, that's for sure.
it, which gives more agency to the Gnar, who could then take a turret out later. He can teleport in at any time with his Gnar bar if he manages it well here. So Genji have to group so aggressively. And Faker's on the flank. T1 have set up for this so extremely well, but Genji don't panic. They don't mess this up. Doran goes straight back down to bottom once they realize, okay, they're not properly set up for it. But when he shows, T1 once again.
Nice to meet you, Buff.
You have to walk. It's on vision, so Genji will be forced to respond to this. And T1 say,
Yeah, I believe Pace is on 2 core. Yeah. There's some room to fight back.
Flash in from Keria, trying to set up another TikTok play. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Another TikTok
he
play.
Flash, but still significant to lose.
He knows. He knows.
It's getting more and more annoying here as more items are getting built for Zeus. You know, Doran can throw in a Q, but will lose out in the extended trades.
Yeah, he can only kill him if he ults. And even if he does ult, he might not get the kill. It's going to be close. And you're happy to trade Flash for the ult of Doran, actually, before huge objectives like this as Zeus. As we saw last time, Doran was more willing to Flash than ult when he was caught by Faker there, because that's so important. His ultimate being on cooldown means that T1 know they could just take the Drake, or rather the Baron, excuse me, the Drake later on. That might be another similar scenario. We haven't really talked about it as much because it is, again, a sad soul that we don't really fight for that much here in the LCK, especially if it's going to cost you your game. In Genji's case, like, not going to force it, going to try to get other stuff on the map, which they've done a great job of doing. And I think Genji have shown some really great macro. The lane swap timing was really nice for them. They got a lot of money onto Pays there on the top side of the map. Got Doran bottom.
Competitive game, honestly, competitive. Good sequence there when they got 2 towers as well. But everything is going to come down to this Dredski. To be fair, this Dredski doesn't give that much value for red side, so Genji does have some options. Genji definitely has some options here, guys. Yeah, I like blue side combo too, but Phalos has very good conditions.
And for slowing down the team, especially if they are in the pushes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Malphite.
The pacing of the game, I think, is pretty good.
Damage in this game, but it's not a real AP threat. But there's not a whole lot of.
So I will look for BT probably now.
T1, like the damage profile issue is so irrelevant here because you're looking at no armor versus this lethality Jace, big damage on this Xayah. That's only.
I think also like armor profile is a bit of a myth here because they have Rakan, Maokai, and Malphite. These champions do a lot of base damage. So Rakan currently has like, he's like crossing into 100 AP territory, and Maokai and Malphite have so high base damages, so it's a mute point to talk about damage mix because they actually have good damage mix.
So incredibly well, and now Doran has TP. Is T1 going to wrap all the way around?
I guess they want this turret. I mean,
okay.
Gonna come in here as a 5.
They're heavily over-indexing here. T1 are trying to overpush her, make the enemy defend, but Genji is stone cold. Genji is stone cold. They are not falling for this. T1's position is a lot worse here, and they're gonna lose Drake because he can't do Nash over this. They just have to wait T1 out. This is very well played by Genji. Very well played. The patience here is gorgeous, because the enemy tried to force them into defending T1 top. And then when they defend T1 top, they want to leverage that into Nash and then make the enemy face check into you, but they were having like a half moon formation. This is terrible though, this is really bad. What the fuck is that? Look at what your teammates are! What is that, man? I'm not even playing the game and I see where your teammates are, mate. Here comes Gnar, no... Okay. Okay. T1 just gave it back. That's the old flow, I'm bringing it back. Past the soda, I'm turning it to crack. Doran just baited. Doran just baited him.
Now they're 3,000 gold in the lead.
Doran just baited them, guys.
Teleport here just to make sure they can burst this down. They don't want to play any games with this one. The Baron is going to go over. That's going to be further gold in the lead that I just mentioned. You see going up to now almost 5,000. And T1 can go over here and maybe take the soul. But even this is not that safe right now. They have a lot of damage.
The homies are coming. More penis is more penis is coming in here.
He's going to see where Sejuani is, and that's going to force a teleport.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's fine. It's fine. This is perfectly fine. GENG still have really good ults here, but it's kind of sad how the RNG of Chemtech Soul really changes the whole landscape of this game. It legitimately changes the whole landscape of a game just because they rolled Chemtech Soul. Isn't that just ridiculous? That's so stupid to me. Makes me very unhappy.
Certainly a lot riskier than it should have been, even though ultimately it does end up working out okay for him. Could have been worse, and now they're just going to group up here to take
they have no TP here, so they can continue.
But he's getting his own push off at the same time. Azonius is coming back.
A Chemtech Soul is way too game dependent in terms of its usability. It's 2 Chemtech in a row, yeah, but at least Chemtech was decent last game, you know? It's like they are playing full disengage, right? So the survivability actually adds up, and they have a Varus with shield bow, so it's like something at least. But even in a case where Chemtech Soul is good, every other soul is just better.
And the engage not quite there for T1. As another scary one comes through, and GENG with hands recall will just get away.
I think actually that was really well played from T1, leaving Faker in mid, so he gets all that additional money.
I am sick.
Inner turret, so he almost gets the whole thing. And then when they try to push through, like they were going to get the inhibitor no matter what. Okay, let's talk about this first. Because Guma gets knocked up here, and he doesn't take the lantern because he knows, okay, I'm actually going to be able to force this back. There's no other big threat on top of me, right? But he's just back here for so long, and he's, look at his health too. He goes back to full, but he can't threaten anybody. Now he's still with the Maokai ultimate. His team has to block for him. So there's no front line here. Keria dies to Chobi on the side here because he was just trying to wrap around, set up for another lantern. There's no front line here at all whatsoever. And Zeus is flanking for an engage that's just never going to come because he's so separated from where his AD carry is. And the positioning from Guma, fantastic. Even though he's hit by the Malphite ultimate, it doesn't matter. He doesn't die.
I would love some coffee, man. I'm feeling the coffee. I feel it in my bones, my shoulder, knees and toes, my scones can't keep. Oh, more fight. Stone cold. How do you take to your coffee? Just black.
On that one, he does have a 3-item power spike of his own. This time, he goes.
Yes, my scones.
Instead of the Serraldus that we did see.
My scones.
Yeah, there's just no armor, you know, on the enemy team. Really, they're starting to get some of it.
Dry coffee, yeah. I love this dry meme.
For Ona. So basically none.
Bro, Jace doesn't hide flaws. Jace accentuates flaws. Let me tell you that much. Not a lot of players out there should be playing. I don't know what this delusion is. My man bought Yumu's Ghostblade. It's like you have your Xayah, okay? Your Xayah bought LDR, and you don't go Cyrilla.
Because there wasn't follow-up damage, but then the Xayah killed the rest of his team, and they ended up losing the fight, right? And this is a catch-22 problem you have with Malphite compositions when you're playing.
Jace buying Yumu's can end up being game losing. No meme.
It's just that if
no meme.
Avoid all the threats, it means you've done nothing in the fight, whereas Xayah
no memes.
can continue to do damage on the chase. As this is a funny exchange here. As Peanut's like, I'm not going to deal with this because there's a lantern available and there could be something on the other side of my vision that I don't want to see. Now he's like, oh, there wasn't really anything. I definitely could have stayed, but okay. And
rest is very tricky.
I think this is a still winnable game for T1. But they need to do something outside of an objective fight to win it. And that's get Doran's ultimate or force summoners out of phase. Like
think about how fast he can go though, that's true.
Maybe some flank angle from Keria. Because if they just walk
I think Yumu's is fine, look at enemy's armor. I think you don't understand, you don't... Like, if I told you, yo, there's an item in the game right now that gives you, like, average 35 lethality.
any of those.
Like if I told you, there's an item in the game that gives you 35 to 40 lethality right now. You'd be like, holy fuck, let me buy that item. And you'd be like, wow. You like this under the T1's comp? Not super much, no.
It can be very difficult from a behind position if they have enough range or if they have enough hard engage. So
no, I think Galax is trying to say that, look, they don't have that much armor, Humus is fine.
And so far they have been using them very well.
And they're just grouped as 5. They're like, you can push Zeus in the bot lane, we don't care. We don't care at all. T1 did very little damage to these, you know, turrets, so they're not being threatened in a
What could have Faker blinded on R4?
That can't, like, it's not a Fiora they're dealing with, where they have to really stem the bleeding. And we're in a
It's not so easy to say, honestly. I thought that maybe they're gonna pick top. Like, I thought maybe they're gonna pick top.
They should just be able to walk at these objectives.
Sylas flex is not good into us showing. Like, playing Sylas into Xayah Jace feels fucking bad, I think. Wasn't Ari open? Ari Sejuani is tragic. Veigar into Jace showing kind of sucks in my opinion. Talia, Sejuani, no.
It's the Exodia fight.
And Pace just went back and
like, you need to set yourself up to like pick. Jace first pick is pretty durable, honestly. But this is Guma Yushi dream fight. He has so many chakrams. Conqueror fully stacked. Oh, he died. Hey, Chovy, the way.
Is just gonna run away and let Chovy do the cleanup here as Zeus on the run. He's just gonna hop over the wall here, doesn't want anything to do with it as GENG considering their options.
Oh man, Pay's doing so much damage, doing so much work on that fight. The positioning was so good. Chovy's not able to get the kills here, and they're gonna just group now onto this Elder, but they don't have a front line here. This is very greedy. They at least have the Chemtech plant to actually get that health back. Without this, I think this is not even possible.
Yeah,
Teleport's committed. Yeah, no smite here, and I think this is not, they can't do it. They just can't do it.
Now, they can kind of hang around and stop T1 from doing it, as T1 does not really have that much.
We have one more patch, so I can't say what the assignment will be.
Meganar is here, Zeus maybe looking to be the hero.
He's got Mega, as you say. He's looking for the engage angle. He's got Flash too. They really have to show some respect here.
Yeah.
Is T1 gonna win these?
He has ultimate, but the carry's back up online, and
look at this.
Irelia on B4 is actually a clever solution, yeah. I mean on Red 4, yeah. I know what you meant.
Yeah, he does not have Flash, but he has his
It's a good solution, yeah.
For the Malphite, the damage is coming in now. Guma is on this objective as here we go. Might come down.
Malphite is ult.
Accelerated shock blast does miss.
Malphite is ult. What is this Maokai ult? Is this how he Maokai ult? Owner the boner. Oh, Faker. Okay, GG. Zeus! Oh! Oh!
And T1 just barely should be able to take this down.
Oh!
They don't have smite. Jeez! As they will take it at the end of the day. That will be the shutdown for Guma as he picks up a triple, and T1 should win the game.
And just like we've seen so many times over these last few best of fives for T1, these last few seasons, I'll even say, Faker just goes in and says, "This is my fight. This is my engage," and he just goes straight into the.
Oh my god.
Stopwatch is all it takes for Guma to survive the counter engage. Faker makes
oh
it happen
my.
one more time here. Super clutch, very clean flash, and now GENG just desperate to defend.
1 second on Peanut. I think they're gonna.
Too fast, Delight.
We have TP coming in as the hook
Too fast, Delight.
The desperation.
Oh my god, dude. Wow. Holy shit, dude.
It's only Faker and Owner here. They're gonna back away from that Nexus.
FaZe is coming back,
and they, oh man, they
holy shit.
Hit the Nexus, and Chovy effectively
now
distracted them.
Yeah,
oh my god, dude.
Left on it anyways, and so you're going into a Baron here where Peanut's up in 30.
No Cyrilla, man.
The way of GENG, they'll have map control back. We'll be able to stave off a lot of this pressure.
Look at Zeus. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, look at that CC as well from Faker into everyone's piling up. Zeus with the flash. Oh! Oh, it just broke everybody's neck. Faker did really good too, guys. Faker did insanely well. Bro, like...
But it was about a flash away from safety, and that's where Faker finds the angle. The defense is heroic here. Peanut gets the ult off, and then they're able to buy enough time for Chobi to come through and clean up. Once
oh,
dies,
wow.
You know this is just a done push here. And he thinks
holy shit.
They could have just hit the Nexus. Like, let Faker ult him and then just hit the Nexus. Instead, we are still in the game as Faker and Zeus are looking to get into the
No. No. That is rude. That is rude, man. No way. No way. That is so rude. That is the rudest shit I've ever seen. Oh no, that's so rude. Oh! Oh shit.
So low, and he cannot do it, but they will get Baron here on the back of this. And why are
oh my god, man.
Here, Valdez, if they had just grouped.
They have Baron, but it's 5v3.
And if
GENG are going to look to try to push to end.
And if you just have Baron,
okay, can we end?
You basically backdoored to try to threaten to make sure you could get Baron, but if
can we
you
end?
Baron, you could push with
can we
Baron
end?
to try to end.
Malphite ult cooldown 20 seconds. Ping Malphite ult, please.
Where they could push.
They don't have Malphite ultimate, and they do not have delights either.
Malphite ult is so
Malphite ult 10 seconds. 10 seconds. It's a ticking. It's a ticking, guys. It's a ticking. They don't know the cooldown of Malphite ult. They're assuming it's on. They're for sure assuming it's on. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Okay, never mind. We were just
Aphelios.
There's no ward for Zeus to TP to, but he is going to spawn now.
It's crazy that T1
holy shit, dude.
Push them out of here with just a couple of Aphelios autos.
Yeah. And now you have to defend this. Super minions here on both sides, so canceling each other out in the mid lane. And there's no objective up here for 2 more minutes. T1 should be able to just
holy motherless cow, guys.
Out of Summoner's Rift, but threatening the Nexus itself.
Damn, son. What a game. What a game, guys. What a game.
And this means that it's going to take a lot of resources. GENG should be able to survive this Baron.
Aphelios has ascended.
T1 late games that we keep seeing.
Okay, let's see how this one goes. T1 playing it very carefully, very respectfully. They know they have Zeus in mid, and he is essentially their trap card. He's like, okay, well, if
damn.
you answer me, I will end the game alone.
If he could get a ward off in the main base, you know, if anyone had one, they don't actually have any wards. If they could drop a ward, it would be massive. Won't be able to get this turret and back away here, so no second inhibitor going down. And this means GENG should actually be able to, with a strong mid push here, in a 1 inhib apiece, plus theirs is respawning in 45 seconds, get prio for this Elder. What a wild game. And there are, again, I mean, all the things we talked about for killing Guma, all
man,
the threats are still there.
GENG is just cursed, guys. GENG is just giga cursed against T1.
Thorn is more tanky than he was. The damage here on the Xayah is
this is an absolute banger, and then Jace has no Cyrilla. This is the most cursed fucking Jace build ever, dude.
Guma can't use that to avoid some of that damage on the backside. Like, if you respawn,
no Cyrilla, dude. Everyone has fucking 150 armor.
They can just time the recon knock up, unless for some reason you didn't flash.
Yo.
And somehow you're able to make a miracle work. So it's gonna get very interesting. T1 also have the angle to try to, you know, stop backs on Elder and send the game. Never forget that angle. We've seen that too many times.
Yeah, but with the inhibitor back up, it just seems like that's going to be so difficult, and they didn't get a ward in the base. Even if they had, you know, they will have to kill an inhibitor before they can kill the Nexus.
This Aphelios has blue gun. Like, they have to like find a window where Aphelios doesn't have good guns, or Aphelios just holds these guns now. Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 Doran, that is reportable, dude. That is reportable, dude. That is reportable, Doran. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, Pace has the feathers. Ah, it doesn't matter. Bro, Doran. I told you guys.
What an incredible game here from T1 though in so many respects, and GENG kept it interesting, man. They really did, but it was clutch plays from T1 back and forth here on these major objectives that end up taking it for them. I think we're going to see a
holy shit.
POG, but T1, they are taking match point here.
Bro, I told you guys. I said it again and again. GENG cannot beat T1 because of Doran.
Onto the Gnar, he's got enough to survive, and then the damage from both carries.
Holy moly!
Engage on Faker, he has self ult.
Can't.
He's not gonna die. You engage
why?
On Zuma, you've got
because Doran.
The Gnar and the Lissandra. So
how can win when Doran?
Was really clean.
Nah, man, we have to. Let's rewind that.
All those threats are still there.
All right.
They're arguably more potent now.
Let's just pretend we don't know what's about to happen. Everything is building up for this moment. The Elder Drake spawning in 40 seconds. Everyone trained in their position. Stopwatches ready to go. Faker not finishing, of course, the death cap is going to hurt his damage output coming into this one, but Aphelios is very strong. GAs set. The position favorable for T1. Will they push her onto the mid lane? Some of these wards need to be swept. Peanut trained in this position, trying to find the Maokai wave to really conquer this battlefield. Zeus spotting him away, pushing him out of the fight. Doran posturing forward to find the ultimate engage that is going to win them the game. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Malphite connect. Hey, hey, hey. You know, on a serious note, guys, on a serious note, just make sure to understand that holding the ult is sometimes the best thing that you could do. Holding the Malphite ult is sometimes the best thing you can do. Let that be a lesson to you. Let that be a lesson to you. Let that be a lesson to you, my friend. What happened on the previous Elder fight? Let me show you, medic. It was insanity, dude. Look at this. Here it is. So these guys just started off for no reason at all instead of basing. Then we have this long ass dance. Look at this. And then Faker finds a really nice angle. He roots 3-4 people, man. Really nice angle. And then the follow-up from Zusi. Zeus gets spotted by the sapling. Here comes the root. I think they needed to hit. So this is just really well played by Faker, man. Really nice. Like, this is the whole setup for the Gnar ult, right? Boom. But once again, it's just look how Doran. Yeah, GENG are trolls. They are. They are. Very nice. Very nice.
그래 한번 해볼게.
지금 애매하고.
나 바로 앞으로 갈게. 마법 공격다. 마법 공격다.
땅 괜찮아?
뒤에 괜찮아.
They're saying he's inting, he's inting, he's inting.
너무 좋아.
He's inting. Winning, winning, winning.
아래봐줘. 빨리 좀 와봐. 빨리 좀 와봐. 나부려. 잘
But I have to say, in this fight, Korea is kind of stone cold. Look at the flash. This is kind of stone cold here.
나 바로 앞으로 갈게. 마법 공격다. 땅 괜찮아?
뒤에 괜찮아. 봐.
Boom.
좋아.
마우터 봐봐.
너무 좋아.
아래 봐줘. 자, 독발. 마우터. 아래 봐줘.
빨리 좀 와봐. 마무리야.
자, 독발. 차이 독발이야.
미드 가자.
축하해. 너무 일희일비하지 말고.
Bro, my man looks sad here on the right, man. It's as if he knew before he even took the picture that... Holy shit, quick 3-0. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. I just got a message. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not looking at Twitter, I'm looking at my phone. I got a message from someone in my family. Give me 1 second, guys.
T1 have finally won the game! T1 take game number 5!
GENG, game number 4, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back to the space, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Atlas, joined by Huni and Chronicle once again as we dive in to game number 2, a game where GENG were winning until they lost. Let's start off with the draft, gentlemen.
So, again, I really like the GENG draft. They pick away the Jace, which we've already seen is something that was used with great efficiency by T1, denies it to Zeus. They end up flexing it as well, which I quite liked. They do get their hands on the Malphite this time. The reason why Aphelios is yellow, because I feel like Aphelios being picked up this early, even though the Xayah matchup isn't great, like trying to play Aphelios into Jace, Rakan, and Malphite can be very, very tough. And even though it doesn't end up working out, I do think that it's a risk that some of our teams might see backfire eventually. But I feel like the draft wasn't really the main point here, because GENG keeps showing that they're good, but they're also not not winning.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like from the GENG draft, I really like it too because it's the the playmaking. Like there's so many champions that you can actually do. Like Zarkon with the Maokai. Like it's the difficulty. It's really easy, and the later game on the value, the Jace has it. So I think it's from the play, just completely from the play.
Yeah, and we saw a bit of that, and we've got quite a few highlights here. So let's jump into our first one and get into it, as this was a Baron play. This is to demonstrate that GENG had a heck of a lot of control this game.
They looked really good for most of it, right? We even had some early ganks that didn't end up working out, or that ended up working out for T1, but then the rest of GENG made sure that they got their control back. And even though this fight looks a little bit lopsided and kind of is a hint of things to come, with GENG looking a little bit disjointed and Doran, I think, not looking super comfortable on the Mel fight, they're able to turn this around, right? They're able to get the catch. They're able to then turn it into a bunch of kills, and they get the Baron. And everything's looking peachy. You have an incredible teamfight comp with great art engage, decent range. You're getting ahead. You're getting your Baron. It's all good, Hooney.
Yeah, I mean, from GENG Hala, if you see, like, when they're actually winning the fight, like, the key is the decisiveness. Like, they actually need to know when to go.
Guys, Hooney went to, played in America for like
but the
3 years.
Like, other fight, we couldn't see anymore.
Well, that brings us to the next one, and this one is where things get dicey, because we're starting to see that Gumayusi, if he doesn't die instantly, does so much damage. It is absurd.
Well, I mean, if you see it, like where the Guma, like just see it, like where the Guma.
Wait, Kato is not
like,
co-streaming.
Like also like a little bit really overextended from the GENG.
Is him?
Like they could have just back it off after just get one kill. Like they're just heavily just overinvested the Guma, which is it's Aphelios. If you run into Aphelios, you just get so much damage.
They need to be 100% sure that you kill him, because you have great tools for
honestly,
zeroing him.
I'm so jealous of this LS setup he has, where he's just walking,
the
bro.
general consensus is that they didn't want me to respond. I went and like collected all the screenshots from like the Oblivion Orb. Like it was actually because we
Holy.
there was a game where Faker built Oblivion Orb, Azir versus Sylas. And in the Western scene, we have more than enough videos and documentation to know that this is not real. But then I went and got the replay, and we got to see how much healing was reduced from Sylas in laning phase, and you can just see how useless the item is, right? Korean community went nuts on me and Kadril. But it's very weird, because not only can we substantiate our claims, we can also show it, you know? And from talking to Faker, right, when I would have conversations with him, I actually think he would appreciate those types of conversations and like documentation and proof. You know what I mean? But to the viewers, he can do no wrong. But anyways, when
maybe
all that
I should
happened,
like start saving time. I should like shave while I'm on stream.
The Korean forums. There was a thread. It got deleted. Yeah. So I have a screenshot of this, and Quest does too. There was a thread that basically said, you know, this is LS's new address. And they found it by going to my YouTube video.
What?
I mean, it's fine, right? Like, I understand this is a real thing. They went to my YouTube video and then searched, like, where it would be possible to have, like, the camera angles from. You know what I mean? They pulled, like, a fucking...
detective work.
Yeah, they pulled a Geo Rainbolt, dude. They pulled a Geo Rainbolt. And then they posted it on the Korean forum. And they deleted it, but, like... Imagine dealing with
over
that.
Oblivion Orb.
Huh?
Getting doxxed over Oblivion Orb.
Getting doxxed over Oblivion Orb, dude. You know?
Bro, they just played fucking
I'm not gonna lie when I believe something to be true
Oblivion
and I
Orb.
can prove it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. But I'm definitely more reserved in which, like, wars I'm willing to take nowadays. Because some I just don't care. I think the Control Ward one is an easy one. That's very easy to substantiate. Ones that are more difficult, I just don't want to engage with. Like the Sona Moonstone one on Twitter that we already talked about. But also the Sona Moonstone one is kind of funny because I didn't respond to it. I mockingly responded to it, and then people thought that it was weird that I didn't have a rebuttal to his tweet. But it's like his tweet isn't saying anything either. It's just flaming me. So why should I respond in a serious manner? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not an actual discussion.
It's not a discussion, right? And I'm dealing with someone that is showing me no respect, so why should I ever show them respect? But also, I don't even know who the fuck they are. Like, you know, like, what is going on here? Like, oh my lord. To me, I don't know.
I'm kind of curious,
My
man. I
tweet
want to hear
bothered
about the
him,
moods of Australia.
Yeah, it's weird. It's fine.
Shelly's on Sona? Gross.
It is gross and competitive. It's really gross. But it's not an easy conversation to say why it's gross. And so to have a conversation with someone that you think is having it in bad faith, I think is even worse.
Yeah.
It's fine. Oh, random question. Oh no, I already asked you this. I asked you if you played Magic, but you said no. Dude, I got messaged after that stream. Like, there's like 3 more people that asked me about starting it.
But
I installed
Arena?
The phone game, yeah, Arena.
Oh,
I haven't played it yet, but
all right.
It is on my phone.
So it begins, dude. So it begins.
Yeah.
Wait until you tell Peter, dude.
wow, that's so cool that you can put like a FlyQuest thing next to your name.
Holy shit.
Wow. Wow, Twitter is so much better since Elon Musk bought it. You just put a FlyQuest logo next to your name. Where is he? Schubart. I just want to read it. Schnurrbart? What's his name? What's the name of this dude? Schubart.